We've got a good one ahead, 2-2 Carroll. Their only 2 losses coming by a combined 3 points this season. And maybe no better story, at least here in the fort, than the Wayne Generals boys team. 4-1 to start, looking for its first winning season in 4 years. And joining me now is head coach Byron Pickens. An incredible comeback. And here with me now is a man who witnessed it all. Could you first just introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, my name's C.J. Fuller.
And you are the grandfather of which player?
Stratton Fuller.
Stratton Fuller, one of the best players on Columbia City. Just what was it like to see your grandson in Columbia City succeed and maybe on their way to their best season in recent program history? Dwanger had the bragging rights for 5 years in a row, from 2016 to 2020 until last year. And that's when my man here came into the picture. What's your name?
I'm Father Paolo, and I'm one of the 2 chaplains at Bishop Luers.
And last year, that was the first year you had ever even seen American football. Is that right?
If he didn't get that, they would have lost.
Yeah, 47-yard field goal, pretty amazing. What do you guys expect tonight? Any predictions, any scores that you guys can give me? It is the annual battle for the totem pole, North Side versus South Side. And joining me now is legend star guard Brayshawn Bassett. Brayshawn, just what makes this particular rivalry so special? Julian, we spoke on that huge victory from Bluffton last week, their first sectional title since 1988. And with me now are 3 young students out of Bluffton High. Guys, what are your names?
Bear, Riker, Wes.
Just what was it like to see Bluffton come away with the victory last week? Just a week ago, few predicted IU basketball even be in this spot, but now a chance to dance at March Madness. And if you go back to Ryan and Krista, the last time Purdue Fort Wayne beat a ranked Big Ten basketball team, you have to go back to that magical night in Fort Wayne, November 22nd, 2016, when the Dons shocked the nation and beat then number 3 ranked Indiana. They'll need a similar kind of performance here at the Chrysler Center tonight, where it will soon be a raucous arena. Yeah, I challenge you to find anyone who loves football as much as Trey Rollins. The senior's sheer will ensured he wouldn't miss this season for anything, and I mean anything.
Make sure that all the equipment is over where it needs to be.
All Trey Rollins ever wanted was to play ball.
Ever since I stepped on the field, I remember watching varsity as a 7th grader, and I was so excited to the day I come.
But that day would have to wait.
I remember driving, and I didn't know the area very well, and it was dark time. I remember seeing like the edge of the road, and I tried to like turn, spin my car, flip it around, and I hit a pole. But I just remember waking up in the hospital.
Rollins had fractured his shin bone and dislocated his kneecap.
And when I did x-rays, they like found like this little tumor a little bit like right there behind my kneecap, but they didn't think much of it at the time.
Rollins spent the next month and a half healing.
2 more early morning workouts.
Come late August, the junior raring to go for his first season of varsity football. Until
I was in an intersection and I got T-boned. It wasn't that big of a car crash, but they still rushed me to the hospital just to be safe.
The second car wreck of Rollins' young life, less severe.
But then they had to do x-rays on my leg because I cut it open with like a glass or something. That's when I figured out like the tumor grew like exponentially. I was devastated because I love football. Football is my passion.
The doctors told him he had bone cancer.
I didn't believe it. I thought they were actually joking with me. I seriously didn't, and then like my whole world just crashed.
Rollins began chemotherapy and spent the next few months at Riley Children's Hospital.
That was the worst thing I ever experienced in my entire life. It was the most depressing time. Like I did not want to eat at all. I really just sat in my bed the entire time.
December arrives, the cold of winter, and the latest update, a harsh one.
It like spread through my entire leg. And then we had to do an emergency surgery because if it didn't, they would have to cut off my leg. And if I would have waited longer than that, it would have gone through my body and I would have died.
Doctors removed the bones from the 16-year-old's leg, replaced with titanium metal.
Which is not as cool as you think. when it gets cold, my leg kind of like freezes because the metal attracts the cold. But like I say, I'm part robot now, so.
Part robot, perhaps, but also cancer-free.
That's gonna be my hardest part of my life, and if I can overcome that, I can overcome anything. So it gives me immense confidence.
I look up to him, and I want to be like him because he's braver than anyone I ever met.
You know, football teaches a lot of life lessons, but Trey's learning a whole bunch of other life lessons, and he's had to mature very fast. He's smiling and carrying on, and I know he just loves being back out here.
Entering his senior year, Rollins will finally live out his dream of competing under Friday Night Lights.
I'm so grateful for this moment. I wanted to do this ever since I started playing football, and now, I'm not trying to jinx myself, but I finally get a chance to finally play some varsity moments.
See how much faster you are?
Set, go.